SiStars. Peace, peace. Welcome back out the loopers. It's almost the end of the year, and Jamesia, Lynn, Reshonah, Bennett, and I, Gillian Thomas, want to talk about an interesting topic, something that many people do come December 31st, January 1st. People are probably already working on what their New Year's resolutions will be. And we were talking about this. And resolution, break it down into two words, is a resolution. So ultimately, what we're doing is recycling things that for solutions for problems that we have not overcome over the years. So many of the resolutions look like I'm going to lose 10 pounds this year, fit back into those jeans. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to change my relationships, things like that. And if we think about it, these are things that we've been recycling for years and years, and putting them back on the list every year to get done, starting January 1st, and then by the middle of the year, or not even the middle of the year, the end of January, boom.
Well, look, 10 days after January.
The resolution is out the window, and we're still looking for solutions to things that we should have or could have already figured out. So, what's your take, ladies, on this resolutioning? Many of us do.
Reshonah.
Yeah, you hit it on the nose. Again, that's a looping, right? It's getting out the loop. And how you broke it down with the recycling and solution, I see it as kind of like you recycling the soul, right? But in a sense, what you're doing is like a New Year shadow work for yourself. Like, so what do you, if you want to heal, just say I want to heal and start anew. But to have a resolution, it's like, again, you're putting this pressure on you to something, like you said, that's been needing to change for decades, right? And what I really want to think about too, when we think about the construct, is why you got to wait for the New Year to start something.
There you go.
The New Year is every second, every minute, every hour, every day you wake up.
Correct.
That is a new year, a new beginning. So find the solution in your soul that you want to create. Because when you fall into that construct, it's exactly what happens. Nothing. Nothing. So let's, what do we want to create for the community, right? When we think about, and we just being truthful. If it offends you or trigger you, pretty much is what it is. But we want you to start really thinking what you're creating for yourself, right? So if it's about this new year and this construct of the Gregorian calendar of a new year in the winter, then is it really recycling, or do you want to come with a solution to feed your soul? Do we need to put re in there, or do we want to get into solution? What do you want to solve? In a sense, what do you want to birth? What do you want to create? Because that is absolute. Because it's how you put it in your mind. What am I birthing? Because birthing, at the end of the day, whether it's your ideas, whether you are birthing a newborn, right? It's something that's going to be consistent in your heart. And so it's going to happen naturally. So what do we want to birth? Well, for me, the freedom to do what I want, when I want, and how I want.
For us, honey.
Okay. I want to birth the ability to speak as we're doing now around the world and empower people and change their soul and their heart, and getting paid for it. Lots of money getting paid for my abilities and my gift to use my throat chakra and my spiritual ability. That's why I'm doing the work at Spiritual Ascension, right? I want to build an ability to keep on birthing our soul family. You know, we are a support system, but we have fun together and we love on each other, right? And I want to be us able to travel with each other and really experience the abundance of eating healthy foods and doing kinetic yoga with Danny, you know, through her retreats and connecting with our soul family who have businesses and keep the money in the community and building, you know, I am birthing the ability to have divine love constantly in my life, you know, pure divine love, soulfully, mentally, spiritually, galactically, doing healing retreats around the world, just being, right? The ability to express yourself with no titles, you know, traveling to other countries and connecting with culture and eating all types of food and getting massaged on the beach with a beautiful king with rose petals and oils on top of my head, all the way down to my feet, to my core, and just moving and shifting my energy and my chakras and just feeling blissful. Even through the chaos, I'm still thriving because I done read the manual by my sister here, Gillian, and she's the top seller. And I'm just embracing, you know what I mean? My sister Jamesia, who's able to give you readings. And I can say, go to my sister here because she can understand and give you a breakdown of your dreams. That, you know, a world of where you're supporting your sisters and your brothers and BK Crypto, where we're expanding people's mindset and changing that wealth factor through cryptocurrency and blockchain and allocating assets so everyone can understand what freedom really means in all realms. This is what I want to birth, what I'm birthing. Excellent health and my son to understand that the college that he accepted to, that is expanding his mind and he can travel around the world, that can also teach him. And he's doing film and animations, that we are truly birthing what we came here to do with no limitations in all realms. And moving whenever we want. We don't have to clock in and clock out. If you have to, I'm not knocking it, but you still have the ability to be free to live your divine truth and your soulfulness.
Yeah.
And do the things that you need to help heal you with the right herbs, with the right meditations. There's no limitation, with the right food, the right healing, right? This is what we're birthing. Ain't no resolution. It's a solution that's being solved and solved. Jamesia?
Well, I'm not sure I can come back after that. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm just listening. I mean, I'd be lost for words. But I don't know. My take on it is just yeah, I like the breakdown of it and then like kind of getting rid of the because I feel like healing and healing is about getting solutions, right? And I think that that's essentially what we're doing, whether it's saying, you know, I want to lose 10 pounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a healing that you have to do because why are you that size in the first place, right? It probably came from a trauma, right? Had you eating crazy, right? Had you, you know, just maybe if you're a woman, you know, it had your hormones all out of whack and stuff. Maybe you were traumatized by, you know, whatever you were traumatized by, because I don't want to say the word that came right. But you know, however you were traumatized, I feel like the solution is, okay, let me get to the bottom of it and then let me work on that. I think that again, I say this all the time, but I think it's really what we do as people. It's about getting to the root. Not enough people get to the root of things. Everything is so shallow. And I just don't know why it's like that. Like, there is more to the story. Like, we hear that all the time. Oh, child, it's always more to the story. You know what I'm saying? It's always 12 sides to the story, 3 sides, 2 sides, whatever they say. But it's always more. Like, it's so true. And so for us to just be so shallow with everything, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why? Why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Because if you don't know the why behind it, you're not really going to lose them 10 pounds. And then it's going to be February. Then it's going to be November. it's gonna be December. You done gained 10 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on
Yes.
solution. Just
Yes.
get to the root, because that's the way you're gonna have a solution. You got to know why you even want this in the first place. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I want for all of us. Like, I want us to really stop thinking so shallow and really like hone in on what we're supposed to be doing, whether it's financially, whether it's writing books, whether it's, healing people through Reiki, whatever we doing, like, we got to start taking ourselves seriously. I know that's the time I'm on. Like, girl, please, you know who you are. Like, the mirror in me, like the mirror in this time, this is just coming to me. So congratulations to me. But the mirror in this time is gonna be my best friend, y'all. Cause I really, like, the other day I did it. But it's just coming to me that I did that. And I cried, y'all, because I was telling myself, like, because I've been like kind of going through, some stuff, as usual. But it's a good thing, whatever. And I just was looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like, girl, do you know who you are? Like, stop playing. Like, look at you. Like, look at yourself. Making myself like look into me, right? Look into my eyes, look into my eye, right? And see who I really am. Like, there is a glow around me. Like, I have to know that for me in order to have any type of solution coming around this physical 8 year that we're coming into. And so mirror work, y'all, that's one of the ways that I'm solving a whole bunch of stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna stand on who I am, and we all should, because that's the only way that you gonna be able to solve and have the solution that we all wanting. So for y'all homework, y'all got homework. I'm the teacher of the group. Y'all need to write down 10 or more, because let's work on ourselves. Let's stop playing, okay? 10 or more solutions. Don't put resolution on your paper, because we're not cycling anything that is low vibrational. Extra fat is low vibrational. We ain't doing it, okay? 2024 is an 8 year. It's of abundance. And honey, we abundantly fine in our own heads, whatever that means to you, okay? So 10 solutions or more, right? On a piece of paper. And then right up under it, write why. Like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why? Okay, I want a man. Why? Right? And what does that man look like? Start envisioning it. Like, be abundantly walking in that. Like, I want a man too. And guess what I do? I be walking down the hall thinking he walking right next to me. I picture him right here. He right here now. Y'all see him? He right here now. So with that being said, that's my take on solutions, on solving, and that's also my take on how we gonna do it this year. So yeah, that's mine.
That's right.
So
Solutions.
interesting that when you moved the camera to show us him, you showed the exit sign. The exits, and that's very symbolic regarding this conversation.
Okay,
Yes.
take us to another level. Okay.
Yes, girl. Take you to church.
Because, so I went to check in my trusty old The Origins of English Words. If you are if you're a communicator, like a writer or speaker or so, this is helpful to understand more about the words that we're giving to people. And so I looked up resolution, and one of the origins is from a word, LEU, and one of the meanings of the word is loosen and unbind. So, and then there's another meaning, another word that it originated from called, that is spelled L-U-O, L-U or L-O-U? L-O-U, Lou, and that means to wash. So basically, it has to do with, it's wash away, release. when we are making resolutions, we're supposed to be releasing, washing away stuff. So, and Jamesia broke down how that is supposed to happen. You keep asking yourself the whys until you get to the root of why you want to release the extra pounds or bring a man into your life and work on what you need to heal that is revealed by that why. So maybe you have an extra 10 pounds and can't let it go or stick to letting it go because people called you, maybe you were, all right, let's just say, maybe you
Yeah.
were abused, sexually abused, and
Wow.
you're
That's exactly.
eating to keep the fat on so that you started eating extra to gain weight so that nobody will look at you who might be abusive in that way to repel the attraction. And so you built up that weight, but in order to release that weight properly and stick to releasing it, you have to heal that trauma from that sexual abuse. Otherwise, you're going to be going through the cycle of every year creating resolutions to release that weight, and it's not going to fall off. And the interesting thing is that when we heal that, deep down
Exactly.
stuff, that weight just falls off by itself, and you really don't have to do anything else. So it's interesting, but yeah, that's why we do the work because then everything happens effortlessly, and you don't have to make any um big show to work with it. You just do what you do to have to you do what you know you should be doing to maintain it. But when we do the healing work, the release naturally happens.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting that you use that example because are
I
you doing that
just
thing
knew
again? Because that's the exact one.
it.
Like, I'm like, are you doing that thing again? Yep, that's the one. That's the one I was going to use. That's interesting. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We needed that.
Yeah, because a lot of
The
women,
breakdown.
every woman I know had something like that happen to her. So let's just call a thing a thing.
Yeah,
And as what's her name would say. Um, and a lot of men too, though they don't talk about it. So
absolutely. 110%. 110%.
And from young, from 5 years old, 6 years old.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. It's so crazy because in my book I say my book, A Queen and Her Pot of Gold, coming soon again.
yeah.
Um, but in my
People.
book I talk about yes. I say like basically like so many people wanted me and I didn't even know what I had, like how you want it and I don't even know what I got, you know what I'm saying, because it's at a young age that I'm feeling this energy, right? And so the 14th of December was my brother's birthday, and so I posted a picture of us when we were little, and I was like, same build, like athletic build, like at a baby. I was like 3, like I was very, very little, and I was like stocky and like kind of thick, like my little fat, juicy self, right? And I'm like, this is so interesting to me. Like the first thing I noticed was my body and posting it. Like I'm supposed to be telling him happy birthday, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like looking at my body and I'm like, this is so interesting to me. Like it just came to me like just seeing all the stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like that little girl, right? Like, but yeah, I that made me kind of like, feel a little crazy, but it's healing. So, so yeah, that's interesting. But I also wanted to bring up triggers.
Mhm.
because I feel like this could go into like these solutions that we are all going to be a part of starting now, right? Because we in the energy, we ain't gotta wait till this physical world tells us it's the new year, because it's now. But so a lot of people, and you know, I get why they would, but a lot of people think triggers is like bad. I had two incidences this past week where like I told somebody that they triggered me and like they got upset. And I'm like, okay, so this needs to be talked about because triggers are not a bad thing. Like if we understand, overstand, and understand what it really is, and also too what these ships are, these relationships are, then we will have an understanding or understanding of what triggers really are. So I'm just gonna get into it, right? So relationships, right? It's all about roles that people are playing. We're playing roles, and then also too, the other person is playing a role in our lives, right? And essentially, what this is doing, what the relationship is all about, or what a relationship even is you as a being pulling things from the spiritual realm, right? In order to get messages for you guys to evolve. Whatever that looks like for you, that's what it looks like for you, but that is what it is. That's what it is, right? And so when we get in these relationships, whatever kind it may be, and then we are being triggered by the people who are, you know, who we chose, right? First of all, we chose them to do that, to play that part in our lives, to play that role in our lives. So if so like I'm gonna use my I'm just gonna say names because what the heck? That's what we doing today. So my friend Jerry, right? Um, Let me think what happened because I'm saying that too. Who cares? Um, he's he said something. What did he say? He was like, he was trying to FaceTime me, right? And nothing was working, right? And so when I then called him back, right? And he didn't answer and stuff. And so I started texting him. I'm like, so what's up? Like, you the one told me you wanted to talk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how you no longer, it's only been like 30 seconds. Like, when did this change? Like, when did it change, right? And so I texted him and he was like, I said, you know, I said first, like, did you get busy all of a sudden? Like, and he was like, yeah, I actually got busy. I'm like, okay, let me see, because this is triggering me. So I actually texted him that. I'm like, you literally just triggered the fuck out of me. You did. Like, what is that? And so but then I said, but thank you. Thank you for that. And so he thought I was trying to be funny, right? And I'm like, I'm not understanding what the issue is. Like, you trigger me. I told you about it because why hold it in? Like, I'm gonna speak, but it's not a bad thing. Like, I'm saying thank you. I'm actually saying thank you because now I know what I have to work on, right? Anytime that we get triggered, it's always because that's something that needed to come up for us. Like, if we start looking at things in the many ways instead of just being so shallow, that word again, guys, we have to get out of that. But if we start looking at things and really um, look at things like everything that happens around me is to better me, right? It's not always about the other person. Oh, you did this to me. It's not always about that. Like, yeah, they did that, but what's your reaction? How you gonna handle that? Are you gonna internalize it and see like, okay, why did that so much bother me? Or are you just gonna point the finger all day? How you gonna grow from that? How you gonna heal? How you gonna do your work if you continuously pointing the finger at everybody else, right? So triggers are not a bad thing. If you trigger by it, look within and be like, oh, okay, so I need to heal that. So the thing that I needed to heal from when Jerry was like, oh yeah, I got busy. I instantly felt rejected. That is something that I'm working on. Ding, ding, ding. So if I would have been like, you did this, you did that, da 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 da, I would have never been able to put the two together and realize that I just felt rejected because you the one said you wanted to talk to me. So how are we here? Like how do we get here? Like why you can't talk no more? Like rejection. And guys, like that is a heart chakra thing. That's something that I'm actually working on. Like literally. So for that to happen, it's just building up, right? To me, healing that. And so the fact that I was aware of it, right, means that I'm already doing good. So congratulations to me. Pat myself on the back, I'm so grateful for that. But I want to let y'all know that like triggers are not bad. Like, it's plenty of people that I love, including him, who trigger me. And I say thank you. And then I had my best friend do the same thing. Like she was like, I said, you just triggered me. And then she whole went off on me. It's okay. But trigger is not a bad thing, guys. Like, thank you for doing that. Thank you, because now I know what I have to work on, right? And so I just wanted to say that because it's a lot of triggering going on, but that doesn't mean that the relationship have to end or that y'all gotta be into it or anything like that, because you don't. Like, it's all a good thing. Like, congratulations. That's my professor. Like, anytime somebody say they going through something, the first thing she say is like, congratulations. And people be looking at her like, I know you didn't. But yeah, she did. Congratulations, guys. Because at the end of the day, it's all about healing. It's all about evolving. And you cannot do that without a little triggeration, okay?
Mhm.
So, yes, that's that,
It's
y'all.
all about the resolution.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Absolutely, 110%.
So I listened to what you said and it was great, but here are some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll trigger others when we're not clear. So it's great on one end that you're like, you triggered me and thank you. But if you're vague on what actually triggered you, they're not going to understand the other side and get defensive. So as we're healing, if you didn't explain to your friend Jerry, this is what triggered me. I'm going through some rejections. Thank you for triggering me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you didn't explain that to him or to your best friend, it's going to be an automatic thing, and you're on your side thinking that, but I was clear, but you weren't if you only said you triggered me, because we know that that word is defensive if it's not clear. So to the audience, and we're saying that if you are truly being transparent on what triggered you, just kind of have that deep conversation with the person. You triggered me because you make me feel it's not you, it's what I'm going through. I felt abandoned, I felt rejected. You know what I mean? So they can be with you on that journey saying, oh, I get it, but no, it wasn't our feeling. They're clear, and that rejection that you felt was something you talked about earlier about abandonment, and abandonment and rejection is similar depending on who made you feel abandoned, right? Abandoned can be, it hasn't been a missing parent, and I say that because at one point when I went to Landmark, I broke through with my father feeling like I was abandoned, and when I broke through with Landmark, and I cried and I called him, I was like, Dad, you made me feel like I was abandoned, that he wasn't there. But what does abandoned really mean? It wasn't that he wasn't there, he wasn't present. It's not that he didn't love me. He loved me in his way, but he wasn't really present in my life. But he didn't abandon me because he was accessible. You know what I mean? Exactly. He just was in my household. He didn't really take care of me. But if I need to get him or call him, he was there. So I had to twist the word of abandon. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I felt that too with relationships, right? The rejection, and I had to understand where it came from. So now when we're growing, we're telling people, yo, I got triggered, but this is why you triggered me. This is where it came to be. Yeah. You know, so we give them the whole picture, and maybe it'll help them with their triggers.
Absolutely.
You know, and we'll become closer and loving. And if they're not there in that space to receive that, it is okay, because you live your truth, and that's all that matters, right?
Sure. Yeah. So that's such a good point. So I'm glad you honed in and gave that aspect of it. Because with him, I was able to do so. But as you with my bestie, she wasn't there. Yes. Right. So I couldn't do that with her. But when I can, then I will. But at the moment, it couldn't. But yes, absolutely, guys. triggering already in this 3D realm has a negative
Connotation.
connotation to it. So it's obviously, you know, and that's why I said in the beginning, I get why you would think that, but here's the breakdown of it, right? Here is what it really is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Reshonah said, explain, right? If you can. Explain
Right, if you can.
If you can, let them know so that, like she said, they can be there for you, which is how it ended up for me. So, because, you know,
Good.
I'm gonna tell you, like, look,
Good.
this, and this, and I don't know. I know it's me, it's all me. Like I told him, like, it's all me. It has nothing to do with you, I promise. Like, I was triggered in this situation because of such and such. You know what I'm saying? And so it all worked out how it was supposed to work out. There was understanding behind it. It was beautiful, right? And then yeah, we moved forward with that. But yeah, so thank you, Reshonah.
Oh, thank
And
you.
sometimes that explanation, or taking it a step further to being specific, can be clearer if it's a voice note or a telephone call. So even if they don't pick up, leave a voice message, because texting can come
Yes.
across as
Oh,
so
yes.
weird. I know sometimes I text stuff and say things in texts, and in hindsight, it looks sounds so crazy, but I didn't, it wasn't meant to be crazy. So
Yeah. Correct. Absolutely. And yeah, I wish I would have did that. I tried calling my bestie and she texted me back saying, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. And so I should have like sent a voice message, just like expressing that way. Okay, I get you don't want to talk, but let me say my piece. I want to talk. You
Right.
know, so
Yeah.
just because you don't want to talk don't mean I don't want to talk. So I should have at least sent that, but I didn't even think about it. But yeah, but
Yeah.
that's so good. That's so good.
That's good, yeah. I've
That's
seen
noted the
texts
next
and
time.
yep, I've seen
Next time,
texts
the
or
next
if
time somebody trigger me.
yep. And then you know what too? Because we are beings of emotions, make
Yeah.
sure your throat chakra tone is in a loving vibration, because even the phone, if you call and your energy is not right, it can
Correct.
sound like blame. Because I know me sometimes, I am fired up sometimes, and I need
Yeah.
to sometimes sizzle it down to
Yeah.
get a more soothing, passionate tone to express what I was
Yeah.
feeling. So I don't trigger them, right?
Yep. That compassion, right? We learning
Yeah, the
that.
compassion. Compassion, right.
Yep. Yep.
It's
110%.
getting hot in here. Hold on, I gotta.
yeah. And
We
if it's
learn.
difficult to do that, call in your divine assistance,
Yep.
because we can
Yep.
always do that to help you to
Yeah.
relax, relate, and release, so that you can say what you have to say with
Absolutely.
love and respect and
Yes.
compassion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all, while we talking, we get that this probably is like a whole bunch in one time, because who's thinking about that, right? But there is power in silence, okay? There is
Yeah.
Yeah,
power
there
in
is.
silence. Just
There
sit there.
is.
Sit there
Yes,
real quick,
girl.
get yourself together. Like it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
That's a good point. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy, but like, say you're in the middle of the conversation, whether you're with a person face to face or maybe on the phone, and you're kind of feeling your triggers, but you realize something's heated up. Just pause. Just be like,
Yeah. Correct. They're gonna be like, "You good?
you
Yeah,
good? Like,
I'm great. Let me just get my thoughts together. Let me just get myself together." Like,
right? It's okay. I don't even think about what they think of us. I just think about what you know you're doing. Because that's the hard part too. What they thinking? They might be thinking about this, but when you really start to be in a place where, not disrespectfully, you just don't care, and you just
yeah,
real truth, it's just
yeah,
like, I just
Yeah.
need to be silent.
yeah, yeah. That's the point where it's okay to be selfish. Like, get you together
Yeah.
real quick, because it's gonna benefit the both of you at the end of the day.
Yes,
True.
I am a work in progress. I
Absolutely.
am, because literally at my assignment, I'm working on my tonality for my truth. And I had to do a stress management course and emotional intelligence and course. And you know what? Those courses are really, really good, because sometimes it puts you in perspective, like the stress management, and you hear everyone on the phone talking about the place where they are, whether they're managers, whether you're workers, and it talks about how to find a balance between, they say work balance, right? And it's stuff that triggers you at work. Like you said, sometimes it's not personal, but it is something that triggers you to respond or feel. And a lot of people said being overwhelmed, asked to do things that is not realistic and can't be done. Knowing that the person's hearing, the manager's hearing it from the top, so it trickles down. So it's like, how do you deal with things emotionally? You know what I mean? Or dealing things with at home. And so the one thing that the lady who was orchestrating the event, she said, guys, meditate. She goes, get up and walk. She goes, put on some music if you can when you're feeling that way. And then she goes, always PTO. So what does PTO mean? It means paid time off.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
I thought we were going somewhere else with it, but we're gonna use the original. Okay.
Right.
Take your time.
Take your time and pull it together, because there's a lot happening in so many directions. And yeah.
Good. Absolutely. Yeah, that's good, y'all. That's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And when you put the music on, it's good to put whining music on, put some soak on, and just
Okay,
relax.
Gillian. Okay, girl.
Yep.
Hey.
110%.
Mhm.
Move your body.
It's
Your
true.
body. Get all of that out.
That is a form of releasing,
Right?
right?
There's
It
so
is.
much power in moving.
Movement.
Oh my God.
It's a
Especially you get
solution.
so stagnant, right? In these cracks and crevices. Like that's just a thing of remembering that everything is energy. Everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to shift it. And I think it's the same thing if you are working from home, if you're working at a location where you're sitting down, and it's been shown that a lot of illnesses come from sitting too long. The solution to that is exactly get up, take your 15 minutes, walk, because it is factual that sitting down too long, it basically minimizes the movement and energy to flow. And you'd be surprised, you're storing it in places where you need to move it and shift it. So it's just so much things you could pay attention to, you know?
And your body tells you. Your body tells you, like, hey, this part of me I'm not really feeling too good. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just got to know that that's what it's doing, and stop trying to pop a Tylenol or whatever the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never, for an example, like, my teeth are fine. Like, I've never had cavities. Like, I've never had anything. Like, my teeth are perfectly fine. I have all of them, like this, that, and the third, right? But I was feeling something in my 15th tooth, and it had something to do with the solar plexus. And I was working on that at the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your body tells you. Like, it's not that anything has to be wrong with you. Like, I feel like I'm perfect. I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? But if my body is telling me something, my body is telling me something. And it always has to do with, it's always bigger. We was talking about that. So if I would have just been like shallow about it, I would have been like, oh, maybe I need to, just put some neem or something on it and just, do away with it type. But no, like, I'm like, why would my teeth be hurting? Like, nothing's wrong with them, right? And so I looked further into it. Why, until I got to the root of it, right? And so yeah, y'all.
And that's an example of what we were talking about earlier in terms of the resolution, asking why. And doing research if necessary, and just digging deep. Meditation on the issue. Get to the root.
Absolutely. Do you guys have anything else? Anything else we can think of?
I think we are complete for today.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that was really good. I feel like it was short and sweet.
Mhm.
Short and sweet. Okay, that was really good. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up right here. We love you guys so good. We always appreciate you guys for tuning in with us, for being here with us, for the people who are going to watch it when we post, and for the people who are going to watch it, in the future. We love you guys as well, and we thank you guys for being for following your promptings to open up this video and to watch us and to love on us as we love on you guys. With that being said, I'm Jamesia, that is Gillian, and that is Reshonah, and we are out.
Thanks. If I can figure out how to stop this.